again, that's into the pads. And a single. Airy coming through, not picking up. Again, that single. A leg by signal by umpire Butler. The over comes to an end. So it's after 2 overs, 12 without loss. And Melius might have find himself a bit lucky.
Very much so, Charlo. But at 12 after the first two, just 6 runs per over. Sort of a mild start, if you can put it like that, from the two openers here from the Windward Islands Volcanoes. And they will certainly want to get the pace on. You don't want to have a situation later on down where you have a required run rate of 12 and 13 and 14 plus. Yes, of course, we know that there's some big hitters to come for the Windward Islands Volcanoes, but that start is so very much important in terms of immediately putting the opposition on that back foot.
Definitely, and they would want to, these two would want to do that. Both St. Lucians, they should know each other well, and we'd really want to put a good start on the cards for the Windwards so that the others can build on.
Sampal this time to bowl to Melius, and he's back in defense, just pushing it back up along the pitch. And no run resulting, 13 for no loss in this over number 3. So the ICC trophy, of course, here in St. Vincent and Grenadines arrived yesterday at the Argyle International Airport. Today was on the windward side of the island.
Well, in fact, prior to the start of the game, they had passed through for viewing and so they were on the field for a while.
Worked through the mid-wicket here, and it's going to get close to that fence. Let's see if the fielder can pick it up. No, he can't. So that's 4 well-taken runs there by Melius, well timed.
Yeah, I think you do get value for your shots here at Park Hill. That was sweetly timed, and it raced over the outfield. 2 fielders trying to converge, but it went between both of them and across the ropes and into the fence for 4. That's the second boundary for Melius. So he would want to continue the good works for the Windward Islands.
So Sampal back to the top of his mark. And some 12 runs off his overs just so hard. This one, and there was Melius looking to come down, but this one was dug in even shorter, and it jumped at him, giving him absolutely no chance. And good work there by Sampal.
Yeah, good thinking on the part of Sampal. Saw him moving, and he banged it in a bit short. Good bounce, good carry, and Melius had to watch it go by. And taken cleanly by the keeper standing back. So good carry for the keeper. Surface had been very, very true. And the bounce, the pace, and certainly is the sort of surface that you can play through the line. And once he's up in the slot, Melius, I'm sure, will go with it.
This one is down the leg side and will be signaled wide. It is signaled wide. And one more to the total, 18 now for no loss in this, the third over. I believe 2.3 deliveries thus far. And Sampal
losing his radar.
Yes.
A bit.
I'm talking about losing the radar. We've lost a bit of the sunshine, but certainly that has not affected conditions here at Park Hill, as Sampal with that number 10 on his back outside the off stump and taking the pace off of that one, Sampal. And Melius was somewhat seemed to be caught in 2 minds there. He eventually just poked at it and pushed it calmly into the offside.
Well, he certainly was deceived by a well-bowled slow delivery there by Sampal. And Melius looked to tap it into the offside on the bounce to the keeper, who didn't collect it cleanly, but there's still no run.
So here comes Sampal. Outside the off stump and driven square. That's 4 well taken runs, but I believe Irie felt he should have done a little bit better there.
He definitely should have done better. Yeah, he would be disappointed. So too with Sampal. I think he was looking at the bounce, didn't get the body behind it, and it went past him and into the fence.
So 4 more runs to the total, 22 without loss. And we are just about 1 more delivery remaining in this, the third over. As right arm over the wicket. And again, oh, that was well placed. Down to third man there from Melius, showing his class.
Definitely, I think that's the shot of the morning. He waited on it and he placed it rather than looking for power. He looked for placement, and it was really a gem.
So 26 after the first 3 overs, going at 8 runs per over. And these two at the wicket, especially Captain Melius, who's on 20, they're now stepping up the scoring rate here for the Windward Islands as they chase the target of 180.
I recall Melius at the under 19 level at Cumberland and played a blistering innings of 100. I think it was against Jamaica. He really took the bowlers to all parts of the ground. And you saw that talent in the young man. And here he is at the Windwards level, regional level, and really now proving his worth.
Well, we're going to be having some spin from the northern end, and replacing Pratis will be Rajbansi. Hope my pronunciation is correct. Will be coming into bowl to Ogis, and slow left arm over the wicket. So left arm off spinner comes in now to bowl to Ogis, and who's beaten outside the off stump and had his foot grounded, but the wicketkeeper didn't take it, so any possible stumping went through the window as far as that is concerned. So August looking quite tentative there, and Lalit Rajbasi comes in now. This one he tucks nicely off the hip onto that short fine leg position, and gets off to another run. 3 now to his total, and 27 the score for the Windward Islands in the 4th over.
So there's rotation of the strike, the right hand, left hand combination, and Lalit will have to now bowl to the right hander. Let's see how he will, what sort of line he will have. Previous delivery to the left hander was on the body. That would be a good delivery for the right hander.
So Captain Melius settles on weight, and this one he hikes high, hard. That's going to go all the way over long off. That's 6 runs. And well taken shot there by Melius. He was to the pitch of it very quickly indeed, and went through with the shot. Long over, long off, Jalo.
Well, he's showing his class, he's showing his intent. And I was tossed up and he lifted it over long off. Who had some interest in it, but in the end, just watched it sailed over his head and over the ropes for 6.
So Melius is on to 26 as Lalit comes in. This time he just pushes it into the offside very quietly. Fielder comes around, picks up. Total remains on 33 without loss. The Windward Islands Volcanoes. It's been a measured start, but of course Melius has been aggressive at times. And wrapped on the bad pad, going back there, and not out says umpire. Loud appeal.
Seems to be going down the leg. Butler, experienced umpire.
Former West Indies
player.
Yes.
Left arm fast medium bowler.
Lalit. This time punches into that point position. Fielder is there to cover. That's the end of over number 4, and at the end of it, it is 33 without loss. The Windward Islands going at just over 8 runs per over. And in this, the early overs, not a bad
start. And I think that in this over, Lalit, who had been struck for 6, but I think he came back very good in the end. Really tightened it up and not giving Melius that opportunity to lift him over the top. Most of the deliveries after that had to be played off the back foot.
Yes. So let's see how things are going to continue. We had some who started, but spin now being introduced from this to the southern end. So Captain Rohit Padal looking to slow things down. Looks as if it's
like Airy. Yes.
Napindra Singh Airy coming out of Old Ogis, and Ogis gets one wide outside the off stump. That's very wide indeed. And Irie not off to the kind of start that Captain Padel would like to see. Tucks away at his sleeves. And are now coming to bowl once again. And that was short. Outside the off stump wide. And August should have really and truly done better with that one.
Well, he hit it straight to backward point.
So 34 without loss in this, the fourth over. After deliveries already bowled in this one. As Irie comes into August, and August, well, that was uppishly, and again, we see the not good feeling there from the Nepalese fielder.
Certainly, I think this is an area that they'll have to work on going into the World Cup. They will have to do quite a bit of work in terms of their fielding, because we have seen so many lapses already, and you cannot afford to do that when you're playing against international teams.
They will hurt you and hurt you badly, as far as that is concerned. Nepal would have taken number 2 spot coming out of Asia. This one is swung high, over, long on, into the bushes. As a matter of fact, it strikes the concrete structure just above the ground.
Rebounded into the bushes, and it was very hard indeed. But I was going to make the point, very interestingly, because Airy has not tried to bowl this slow it up, flight the ball. He has pushed every delivery through, and they are actually playing him as a medium pacer, which makes life much easier for the batters.
So true. Much more easier, Charlo. 41 without loss in this, the 5th over. And Melius settles Airy. Had a good innings in the first game, scored 50 plus. That would have carried the Nepalese team home, but this one is now driven into the offside. And playing that short extra cover position, comes around, picked up. Total remains on 41 without loss. Outside the off stump, and it was full pitched there from Airy.
I think Melius was looking at the umpire, hoping that it would be a wide.
Comes in once again. This one cracked, and 1-2 bounces into the long off area, and that's 4 well taken runs there from Melius.
So Melius continued to show his intent, and he's been striking the ball very well indeed. Airy not flighting the delivery, pushing them through, and Melius likes it as it comes on to the